Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in to our live daily broadcast. It's not always daily, but we try to make it daily. But,
We try. We've been trying for the last 2 hours to get on and
Yeah.
do the daily. So
so we finally got it, thank the Lord. So we're going to be back in Romans 12. We did verse 17 and 18 yesterday. Never pay back evil with more evil. Do things in such a way that everyone can see you're honorable. Do all that you can to live in peace or with peace with everybody. So
Right.
just try to do that. Verse 19 says, dear friends, never take revenge. Leave that to the righteous anger of God. In the study Bible that I have, it says, in this day of lawsuits and incessant demands for legal rights, these commands sound almost impossible. If someone hurts you deeply, instead of giving them what they deserve. Paul says to befriend him. Why does Paul tell us to forgive our enemies? Forgiveness could, not saying it will, but it could break a cycle of retaliation and lead to mutual reconciliation. That's why we try to live at peace. If it don't work, then we got to resort to violence. We just have to if that's what's forced upon us. It may make the enemy then feel ashamed and repent or change their ways. By contrast, repaying evil for evil hurts you just as much as it hurts your enemy. Even if your enemy never repents, forgiving him or her will free you from a heavy load of bitterness.
exactly.
And a lot of times you say, when it's revenge, it's that eye for an eye, tooth for tooth attitude. This is not about protecting yourself from threats. This is if people are running their mouth, doing whatever on that you don't take revenge for that. If they break into your house or trying to hurt your family, whatever, we need to step up and protect them. I'm not saying that. But a lot of times it's just people cheat us in a business deal, so we try to cheat back and do this and do that. Well, God sees all that, and they are going to have to own up to that and pay that back. But what happens, it says, a lot of our anger is not right. So leave that to the righteous anger of God, because God sees the attitude, God sees the hurt that's there, God knows the whole back side of the story that we may not see. So, Kelly, when you're dealing with something, trying to, again, live at peace with everybody, and then things happen about to keep you from not wanting to take revenge and to leave that over to God, what helps you do that?
Getting on my face before God. That's really basically the only thing that helps me when I get like that. Being fodder for gossip is hard, and a lot of times in small towns they pick at sometimes the weakest link or whatever you want to say, but people will add to stories or take away from stories or whatever to make them look good, you look bad, however it may go. But it's just getting on my face before God and saying, you know my heart, God, and these people don't affect me, and help me to not let that affect me, or whatever it may be. Just being on my face before Him, seeking Him, and allowing Him to give me the comfort that I need, that I'm not going to get from anybody in this world, because He's the only one that can give me the peace that I need in hard times like that.
Right. And that's what the rest of that verse 19 says. I will take revenge. I will pay them back, says Lord. And Paul's going over to Deuteronomy 32:35, where he's talking about, that's what it says, for the scriptures say about what God will do in that. So when we sit around, we plot and we plan revenge and anger, it just builds up in us and it eats us up. And then we start saying and doing things we shouldn't be doing as a child of God, because, the whole core of Christian living is about love and forgiveness. And we want that. When we screw up, we want somebody to love and forgive us and not plot revenge back us when we're guilty. And so when somebody else has sinned against us, then a lot of times then it's different, and then some of this goes out the window. So we got to make sure that we stay hooked on this. And when we get in that revenge mode, that I'm going to pay back evil for evil, or I'm not going to live at peace, I'm going to, and again, sometimes people leave you no choice but to fight. I understand it being a court battle, whatever it may be, being somebody again breaks into your house, assaults you, you're not supposed to just lay there and take it. And again, taking care of widows and orphans. James says that pure and undefiled religions help widows and orphans in their distress. That distress may not just be a code or food. It may be they need some protection because they can't protect themselves. And law enforcement may not be able to be there. They're spread thin these days, especially, and short-handed and short-staffed. So anyhow, make sure that, again, you leave that to God's anger. When God moves you to do it, to love, to forgive, make sure you do it, because He will take that. I promise you, He'll come back and make these things right and deal with that stuff in that. So God bless you guys. Hope you're having a great, great Tuesday. I had a great men's meeting last night. Thank you, men. We had a good group of men last night to come out. A lot of good input. We had some of our younger brothers there come last night, and they had some great thoughts. We appreciate them stepping up. And we gathered around anybody that was under 21 or under last night and prayed for them and prayed over them last night, because they do face a lot of stuff that I didn't have to face
Right, exactly.
as a
Can't
17-year-old
imagine.
or 18-year-old, 19, 20-year-old or whatever in that. So tomorrow night we have our kids back in here. So again, if you want to come help with that, I think we've got the vans covered right now, but I'm not for sure. If you just want to show up around 5 o'clock just to make sure, that's great. The kids get in here about 5:45, get them checked in, get their stuff going, feed them, and get the little kids out, and the youth kids in there at 7. So again, if you want to come help with that, come hang out with us. That's tomorrow night, the 11th. That Wednesday night will be with that. And then don't forget the concealed carry class. We still got a little bit of room in that. That kicks off this Saturday at 8 o'clock. So come here to church. We can do everything right here, from the classroom stuff then down to the range of the church range, and do that. And then so if you want to talk about the ladies.
The we're going to have our first women's meeting on Sunday at 6 o'clock. We're going to kind of just gather kind of informational, figure out how we want to do it. Do we want to do it weekly, monthly, how it works best for everyone. And then we're going to talk about what we're going to be doing, which we're going to start with verse mapping. And I've got some lessons that I can print out, and that we're just going to go through that. And then we'll meet again on the 18th at 10:30 a.m. for those women that can't make it on Sunday night, and you can make it during the day. And I know that's hard, and that's why I wanted to do 2 different nights, so I give everybody the opportunity to be involved and be in sharing in this, and
Right.
helping each other through. I mean, everybody that that we talk to is going through something, whether it's financial issues, children issues, job, marriage, whatever. Everybody's going through something, and we all need that encouragement and that support. And that's really what I want to build in our women's group, is just a group of women that will encourage one another and love one another and help one another without judgment, condemnation, or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing about being there for our men's group. We've got a lot
Yes.
of relationships going. Guys text one another, praying for one another. If
Right.
they need help with something, brothers showing up to help them, and looking forward to our ladies getting together and making
Yes.
that happen with them. So pray for that on that. So again, service this Sunday. Don't have anybody coming in that I'm aware of. Not saying how that'll change. God changes up things sometimes. Right now, we'll just have our regular 9 and 11 o'clock service. So pray for that. Look forward to you guys coming and being with us on Sunday. Tomorrow night, kids are in. You want to come out and hang out with us tomorrow night? We could use the help.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, just watching
It
them.
takes a lot to corral all
it
these
does.
kids.
They
It
get
really
scattered
does.
and running and going. So we'll be here, Lord willing, tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. And then again, we appreciate everybody. We need some sponsors again. Some people's
Yes.
already stepped up. You can see them scrolling across there.
Yeah.
So we'll be again
That's
pushing
still
that
last
and be
year's,
announcing that. So
but
yeah.
we really, I only have 3 so far. So if you'd really like to step up, that would be great.
Yep, and again, you can do it monthly, bi-monthly, one-time gift, whatever, on that. So we
Right.
just kind of set it at $25 a month. That's $300 a year. One, it can be more, it can be less. We're not going to say, well,
If you want to give us
it's
$10,000 to help us build a studio, we'd sure let you.
yeah, that's exactly
We
right.
would sure let
we're
you
not
do
gonna
that.
turn no amount down, whether it's, like I said, it's $5 or $10,000 or
Right.
whatever it is. I promise you, we'll put it to good use. So we'll
Yes.
just let the Lord deal with your hearts on that. If you'd like to come on as a family sponsor, individual sponsor, or business sponsor, whatever, we'll take any and all
Yes.
on that. So again, a lot of those guys are from last year, and hopefully we'll get them back on this year. So
Yes.
God bless you guys. Remember, it's faith over fear, Christ over crisis, and you can remain calm in the chaos.